Okay, thanks, 𝗵𝗆𝗏. BTC basically sending us to zero here. We had 107K. I've got a bounce zone incoming. These alts are getting close to bounce zones. Is it time, or do they send us straight to hell, guys? Well, it's our moment. Let's go. Guys, 𝗫𝗵𝗏𝗏. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe. James is in black today. Again, did you enjoy? Oh, disgusting!
Disgusting.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I absolutely knew it. Looking good, looking good. Thanks, 𝗵𝗆𝗏, for doing what he did there. So we're going to talk about this one in detail, guys. There's possibly entries around the corner here. Now, obviously, the market has shit the bed here. Brother Nature Joe absolutely nailed that. We are shitting the bed as we speak. Everything is red. Everything is disgusting. We agree. Okay, so what happens next year in terms of the oscillators and things I'm watching at the moment? We are getting very, very close to some kind of reversal. So before I jump into the news, before I jump into all these types of things, I just want to give you guys a couple of zones, just in case while I'm blabbering on with James and talking shit about 𝗵𝗆𝗏, that maybe some of these entries might hit. So I just want to hit you with those quickly. And then look, maybe we even get rinsed deeper than that. So let's take a look at these. The first one is obviously it's BTC. So let's start with that. I'm under severe pressure at the moment in a BTC long. I started buying 108, 109. I'm under a little bit of pressure there. And you can see our big zone now, the one that is left is the 786. It's the weekend low from 2 weekends ago. Remember the puzzled look on my face when they went all the way down, but they didn't take out our weekend low. Here it is. Okay, are they going to come? It's tied into the 786. I think if we're going to hit that, we're going to hit it quite quickly, and the reversal should happen relatively fast. So if they are going to drop it, I'm expecting it to happen during the stream. That would be ideal, and then we get a nice little buy up over there. Okay, so 106, guys, that is what we're watching. If we start closing under that, well, fuck me, I'm going straight to Macca's after this, and then we'll have to figure out our plan. Now, before we get into the news, a couple of alts I'm watching, guys. ETH is in this zone now, 3740 down to 3640. That is one we need to watch. Then I've got for you possible entries coming on virtual 128. Then we've got Brett 26 possibly here, 𝗬𝗃 coming at 210, and 𝗬𝗰 about to fucking absolutely end us. Okay, so it must bounce now. Okay, we are watching these levels. If you're going to play these games, small positions here, guys. Don't play with fire here. Let's take it easy. When that momentum comes back, it's going to be simpler. But I think the real move on the market is going to happen when BTC pings that weekend low there and that 786. So if these alts are dropping a bit quicker, we just need to be a little bit careful, because we always want to tie our alts in with a BTC level at the same time. Okay, so just play safe. And I knew he would say he doesn't have the data. He never has the data. Yeah, the interesting things going down at the moment. But guys, absolute filth. And what I'm going to teach you as well is a little short strategy that you can use. And I'm using BCH as an example for you guys. I'm going to teach you guys how to catch the short on the next bounce in the market, because there's going to be a bounce in the market at some point. We don't know what level it's going to be, but when it pushes up, I'm just going to show you a very simple way that you can catch that short for later on. Okay, so if we do catch some longs, remember you can also short it down later on. Okay, let's go. Let's get into BTC in a little bit more detail. You've got a couple of zones now of interest here, and right now we've covered the weekend low, so we know that. So the big one is 106,200. What do I like about the current situation? This thing is horrifically oversold now on the 2-hour time frame. It's taking a lot of strain here on the oscillator. Let's take a look at the 1 hour just to get a view. Also heavily oversold here on the 1 hour. Let's take a look at the 4. Tao ruined us again. Is he talking about Powell or 𝗬𝗏𝗏? Look at this 4 hour. If we drop into that 786 for BTC, this 4 hour is going to print bullish divergence for us as well. Okay, so things are looking better on the oscillator. Obviously, there's a little bit of pain in the market at the moment. We can feel the pain. I've already taken a couple of blows today. But again, thankful for these head shorts. Thankful for these short plays, guys. If you are not running shorts, after good pumps, guys, you got to relook at your strategy. If you are not covering yourself when you hit resistance on these alts and you're not covering out yourself with shorts, guys, you really have to relook at how you are doing things. Okay, so we're taking profits, we head shorting all the time, and we're making sure we are covered for moments like this. Okay, and balls to it all. Only thing to look forward to is Jeff hosting Banter Royale tomorrow. Okay, so Uncle's postponing it, unfortunately, but don't worry. Okay, it's all in hand. Okay, you're gonna see I'm gonna be hosting one or two of these things going forward, and we are gonna have tons of fun. But tomorrow it has been postponed. Okay, and yes, thank you, Luca. I hope you absolutely nailed that short on pump. Let's just take a quick look at that, because this was one of our when entries from probably 3 or 4 days ago, or 3 or 4 when entries ago. I mean, look at this absolute banger. Okay, and one of my limit orders hit that we set. I mean, geez, whenever we plan this one, we set the limit order. Look at this pump situation here. It's done a 20% move, a tiny little order here, and this thing is 379% up now at the moment. Okay, so an absolute killer here for the when entry. Now, guys, remember my channel in the Discord, we've got a when entry section where we put high conviction setup. Sometimes it obviously takes a couple of days for them to hit, but that pump was obviously an absolute banger. And Stiff Meister Kevin, he can't explain it any better. Squeaky bum time. I absolutely agree, sir. Okay, let's get into the news. Let's talk all things fun. Most importantly, let's look at our current lickies situation. Let's see if James is satisfied. 1.1 Billy. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. A little bit of lickies there. I'd say we both
very nice.
We agreed 1 Billy was going to be the number.
That's what we figured. Yeah, right in line with what we were looking for.
I mean, I haven't looked at it until right now. That was the genuine reaction of joy that we hit our target. Okay, now nobody likes a lickies. Okay, but again, we monitor this stuff, and it's part of crying in the casino. Now, this was Happy Jerome Powell Day. Okay, well, that's all for today. Hope I triggered all your stops. Who hit a couple of stops there yesterday? Who had a little bit of fun? Let us know in the chats. How bad was the stoppage? Now, I mean, I absolutely fumbled that 𝗬𝗎 short in the Banter Royale yesterday. I was cursing it fell over so hard, and I had a TP only like $25 down, and then it capitulated even
you
lower.
had a full TP there.
I fumbled the whole thing so badly. No, it was so bad. Okay, guys, so anyway, off to my day job. See you guys in a bit. Okay, because these are our next options. Remember, you can always try other things. Okay, we can always do other things. I mean, this guy probably makes money.
Got no choice.
Yeah, he's looking good though. Now, what is all the bullish news, and why are they wrecking us when Uncle Donald is doing his thing? And he says, Weston says, anyone check what Z said? Okay, so there was a big meeting now in South Korea between Xi Jinping. James actually says it so nicely, and Trump. So what is your take on the current situation? Was it all Trump, or was it?
Well, no, I mean, it was mutual. They actually came to agreements here. I'm shocked we didn't at least stop dumping on this. I thought this was going to be the rebound to stop the dump yesterday, because this meeting happened, I think it was 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock last night for me. I'm like, oh, great. The meeting's starting. Headlines are going to come out. As we get into Asia session there, it's going to level out. We're going to stop dumping. It just kept getting worse because they got a deal on the fentanyl. They dropped the tariff rates. They got a deal on the rare earth minerals. I mean, everything that they wanted to do. I didn't think any of that would actually be settled yesterday. It was much more productive than I thought. And Trump sure talked it up a lot, but people were saying that Xi was awfully quiet, but they came to a deal. So it doesn't matter how much he talked. They got to a deal.
Well,
not that it helped the market.
Okay, so look, guys, in theory, it should have helped the market. It's obviously a bit of a big deal, but another big deal is Mike's mind and matter says, don't worry, 𝗬𝗎 will go to $2, or 𝗬𝗎 will go sub $2, bro. That's going to be disgusting, okay, because I started a 𝗬𝗎 long there, and I do not want to get rinsed on 𝗬𝗎 today. Okay, let's we'll have to monitor the current situation. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, guys, the meeting with Z was a 12, according to Uncle Donald. Okay, so that
I heard that quote
very well. Okay, and then obviously the big news is the FOMC yesterday. Now there was a lot of disappointment. Okay, and there is now a divided Fed that we have. The 𝗑𝗫 letter here is reporting about this situation, and basically they are sitting on the fence. Some of these guys here, and we've got a bit of a problem because it's this is the whole story with Trump trying to obviously get control of the Fed. What is your current take on the situation? I mean, the big
on the meeting yesterday. The big thing, obviously, is that the market wanted to know and have. They like to have certainty. They didn't get it yesterday. They wanted to know, okay, another rate cut's coming. We can guarantee on that. That's December 10th. Up until then, we know another rate's coming, and there was no certainty. He said he had to wait for the data, which of course is what he was going to say. I don't know why the market thought he would do something else and just say, you know what, let's do 200 points December 10th, no problem. Doesn't matter what the data looks like.
One of the phrases he said here is the chances of another rate cut are far from sure. Okay, right. So obviously the market
is not a foregone conclusion. Were his exact words.
Okay, but we have confirmed, or he has confirmed, that QT is going to be coming to an end in December. Okay, so that is obviously a good start, but it's a little mixed bag of emotions at the moment. And you know, Ali charts reporting here that most of the time these FOMCs, they actually end up selling off. Okay, and we saw a couple of situations previously. Now let's take a look at the size of these moves. Look at this: 26%, 14% sell-off after FOMC. This one had a pump. This one had another dump. 8% down, 5% down, 7% down. And I mean, how much are we down today? We must be down almost 10%.
Yeah, I'm not sure percentage-wise.
And remember, this also ties in quite nicely to what happens at the end of pretty much every month, or the beginning of every new month. We get some kind of sell-off along the way. So if you guys haven't don't remember, this has been going on for as long as I can remember, James, where we're getting these sell-offs all the time. There's always a flush, but this is absolutely going to wreck our October. Okay, if there was any chance of October, now it's done. Yeah. It's absolutely done. Okay, yeah. And Dustin wants to send us to 60K by spring. I'm quite bullish at 60K. Yeah, I'm bullish there. I mean, we can make a plan. Ooh, S&P going a bit red here, guys. Okay, so let's talk S&P. This thing is obviously taking a bit of strain. We had some big earnings come through yesterday. We had Microsoft, we had Google, and they actually did okay, but I see they are not helping the S&P at the moment. Okay, so not looking good. Microsoft earnings beat. Revenue was good. Earnings per share was good. And they actually flat at the... Oh, no. Now
they dumped. Yeah.
They were flat. They were flat when I was looking at this just now. Oh. Now it's dumping. Okay, so possible longs here on Microsoft coming for me. So we were looking at two options here when we were looking at earnings. We were looking at either a pump and sell into 555, or we were looking for a dump into this trend region. So guys, I actually think in terms of possible longs here, I think we're going to get an opportunity on this Microsoft. Let's just see what we have in terms of confluence. Yes, 515 to 510, guys. If you want to have a bite, or you want to have a crack on this guy, 515 to 510, you can trade this on BTCC. Not looking bad here for me. A little push to the upside there on Microsoft. Even a small reaction. Okay, so looking for something here. Then in terms of Google, also, I mean, that's an absolute rocket ship at the moment. So Google doing nicely, good results. Obviously, we don't want to touch this one just yet. We don't have any data to short it. We can't do anything at the moment. We have to just wait. At some point, obviously, it's going to come back and fill this gap and do whatever it needs to do. We might come hit that horizontal. But for now, no chasing. Okay, just leave this thing and let's wait. WCS says 𝗬𝗰 is going. Hopefully not
going
to
up
zero.
Or down.
Please, God, can it not be going to zero? Let's see. No, Sol's going to zero. Where's 𝗬𝗰? It's hanging on. It's hanging on by a thread at the moment. Okay. And Rave says, I'm turning grey. This market is cuck. Well, number one, we know he's South African. Okay, yeah. About that. And number two, bro, do you know that I don't have any hair? Like, do you actually understand? Like,
can't have gray if you don't have hair.
Exactly. I mean, my beard's going gray, but I mean, my hair's fucking fallen out from all of this shit. Okay, let's go. Let's get into the stuff, guys. Let's talk BTC higher time frames here as well. Let's get a picture as to what is going on. Two big levels for me. I just want to highlight again for you guys important stuff. We've got 3-day bullish divergence actually printing on BTC. Now, again, we can easily have another 5 or 10% dump on BTC, and this bullish divergence on the 3-day will still be valid and can still be in play for us. But if we go back in time and you look at the last few occasions we had bullish divergence on the 3-day chart, we actually had a lot of hits to the upside. Look at that. We got a lot of upside moves here on BTC when we did print these green bullish divergence prints. So, you know, there's an argument to say, like, if we can just stomach this next little sell-off, whatever it is, wherever it's going to end, there might be an argument for a push into November, December, and maybe we do get a little bit of fun in the market. Okay, so big levels for me here, guys, they're actually pretty much unchanged. It's this 106, 105 that I've been talking about on the 3-day chart for a hell of a long time. And then a little bit lower down, we've got order block confluence here with fibbage as well at 100K to 98K. So these are the big ones. If we flush into 100 to 98K, I can assure you I'm going to be longing there. Okay, I like there's no question. I'm not going to be second guessing myself in that type of zone. So I would do the same. Obviously, these things can bleed lower, but in terms of like high probability reaction zones, if this area doesn't hold where we are now, it's that 100 to 98K region making a lot of sense to me. Okay, Matty says everything keeps losing levels. Yeah, Matty, we need Bitcoin to hit a zone now, and we need Bitcoin to react. If Bitcoin is floating around above these fibs, I get very uncomfortable. I want to see it hit the 786 over here. I want to see that get pinged. When we ping that, I think that's going to be the sign. So one of the things you want to look for is when the market starts bleeding and Bitcoin now starts falling over. Let's say Bitcoin starts dropping into the 786. You're going to get out the dominance chart and you're going to see, because sometimes when Bitcoin starts falling after an extended sell-off, dominance actually starts dropping a little bit, and it tells us that these alts are starting to consolidate on their levels, and that can give you a little bit of confidence just to wait for that wick on BTC, and then you can go and long those alts. Okay, so when BTC starts dropping, open that dominance chart. If the dominance chart is going red while BTC is dropping, there's a high probability you're going to get a bounce on the altcoins. Okay, you just got to make sure that thing is bottoming out. Okay, let's talk about lickies here on the 24-hour. All the juices now to the upside, guys. 112 up to 114K. That is a very big zone for us on BTC, and right now it feels like so far away. I mean, are we ever going to come back up into that region? That is the feeling at the moment. Remember, this is peak bearish feeling. When it's so red, you start looking at these levels thinking, are we ever going to make it back to the upside? But you can see that heat map is very hot up here. There's 50-day MA here. We've got horizontals, we've got fibbage, we've got tons happening there to the upside. At some point, these market makers are going to send it up. Remember, when we missed this weekend low and we bounced here, did you ever imagine that they were going to come back in the next couple of weeks to take out that low? Okay, and now the probability is looking pretty good here on these guys. Okay, Jolin says his longs are completely wrecked. I think, guys, it's close. Okay, it really is close here. We are getting super close. This 106 is going to be a big one for me here on BTC. Obviously, there's a little bit of a wick here, but look out for that. Look out for that drama there. But this 106, guys, for me, it's a very big test coming up. Okay, let's go. Ben Cowan says QT ends in December instead of November, so that Bitcoin dominance can go higher. How convenient. Okay, not a great sign. And here's our BTC dominance bouncing on support. Look at this, 59.6. This was our ping pong zones. I think yesterday I said on the show, you know, I have no doubt during the week or whatever the story was that we were going to get these two ping pong zones tested. And look at that, a beautiful drop there into the danger zone, and now a little bounce. And again, just very simple TA, guys. When you're dropping into this region, this is generally an alt danger zone. When you're pumping into this type of region up here, that is where you can look for these bounces on some of these altcoins. Okay, so just be patient. These are the big ping pong zones for us, and this looks absolutely filthy at the moment. This is USDT dominance, and you can see big bounce off our market danger zone over here. This was our 200-day, our 50-day, our fibs, and again, a classic TP zone, a classic short zone for the market. And now we are pumping into horizontal, so we are moving pretty close into a rejection area, and this is the area you typically start looking for longs again. Okay, so provided the crypto gods are looking after us, 5.18 into 5.25, that is going to be your rejection zone on USDT dominance, and that hopefully coincides with some kind of market bounce there if we do get that reversal. PMG Sanderson. I used to just call him PMG George. I don't know why we got to go for this long convoluted name now, but he says USDT to the moon, and yeah, it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good at the moment. We just want to grab that little reversal And if we get that little reversal on USDT dominance, it's going to play into this little short setup or the short technique. I'm going to show you guys a little strategy that you can use to short some of these things, because we've had a beautiful rejection now. At some point, we're getting a bounce, and you're going to want to, hopefully, grab a couple of shorts there. Okay, so we will cover that now. Just call me PMG George. I would like to do that, sir. I would love to do that. Okay, let's go. What do we got here? Here's our RSI heat map. Let's just take a look where we are quickly, because we've had a bit of a mixed bag of a day. But look at these two things here, B and M. Okay, now these things are coming out of nowhere. And if you look at our altcoins here at the lows, look at this. We're getting a full reset now on some of these alts. Okay, and when you see this type of situation, guys, you need to start paying attention to these altcoins. Typically, when you get all of them in these heavily oversold positions, that is where you need to start looking for some kind of bounce. Okay, so from a timing perspective, it looks like we are getting relatively close now to something in the market. Okay, we just want to bring all of these guys down, and then we can get some kind of bounce. Now, in terms of our shorting casino, B is looking like the boss. Now, I was saying earlier, we've had a very good hit rate on this shitcoin casino shorting. Like, it's actually quite funny. Like, it's a very simple system to follow. I hope you guys are having a go. And I mean, James, how many have we hit? 6 or 7 out of 10. I think it's been relatively good, but you got to go small position, very, very wide stop. These things can wick 10 to 15%, and you got to be super patient, okay? And you really want to put your cells in an area where you think it might not go, okay? And if you can play that game, well, then you can have a ton of fun with these things. This was that OL from the other day, and look at this, just banging into a big macro zone, 2 order blocks, 13% wick. Okay, that is big trouble there, 13% wick. But look at that capitulation. Eventually it rolls over and really delivers. Now, today, I think we got a new one. I think we got a new victim, because in spite of the market falling over, this bean token is absolutely ripping. So if you want to have a crack at this guy, I'm looking for an explosion through this order block, and I think we're going to get something between 30 and this 34 level. Okay, 30 to 34, somewhere in that region. We got a macro 382, 50-day MA, VWAP from the highs, order block as well, and obviously heavily overbought here at the moment. So one more explosion into that region, 30 to 34, even push 35 perhaps. That looks like the big wick zone there for us. Great alt season we are having for October. I agree. It's a wonderful, wonderful alt season, guys. I hope everyone is enjoying it. And Doozy Joe says 𝗬𝗰 is dead. Bro, if 𝗬𝗰's dead, I'm so fucked, because I don't have a stop loss at the moment, and I suspect I'm going to get absolutely rinsed. Okay, so I'm actually don't want to look. James is like, really, he's like aggressively shaking
no
his
stop
head.
loss. Eh?
Okay, guys, let's get into these alts. Let's cover these things properly. Okay, so ETH at the moment, I actually did this little plan for the daily candle earlier today. If you want to subscribe to the daily candle, you can jump into the show description. There is a link, and basically Chart Hackers Day is Thursday, and myself and the team, we submit a couple of trade setups and ideas that get sent to your email inbox. Now, this is the big zone for ETH. I was saying earlier today, there were 2 possibilities. This was one of the short-term bounce zones, obviously rinsed in that area, and now we are looking at our macro 4-hour reversal. Now, I wanted to see this 4-hour reversal print with ETH dropping into that 618, and so far, so good on the 4-hour. If we go back in time and we look at what happened when the 4-hour dropped to these types of lows, we tend to get reversals in these types of situations. So it's feeling like we are pretty close. What I want to give you guys is just a couple of wicks that you need to watch. If you are going to try and trade these moves, if you are going to try and have a crack at these things, these are zones that you need to pay attention to, that we could easily wick through or wick into. Okay, the levels are 3740, 3670 and 3640. Okay, so those are the 3 levels for ETH there. I suspect we're going to get a bounce. When we do, it's going to be quite a nice push to the upside. Okay, so just be careful with your sizing. Obviously, play it safe. I'm heavily underwater in an ETH long here at the moment, so I'm feeling a little bit of pressure. So pretty much in bounce now, or cut it off territory. Okay, something quite exciting. I'm sure some of you are underwater. If you're underwater, let me know in the comments who's feeling the deep burn at the moment. Okay, and 𝗬𝗰 big token unlock 100 million. Matt, you really fucking up my day here, bro. Okay, can you please stop ruining my day, bro? I'm trying to have a fun time. I'm supposed to go play paddle after this. How can I play paddle if I'm getting rinsed on 𝗬𝗰 and ETH? I mean, what is this? And for the Americans, you're wondering what paddle is, and the Canadians.
Yeah, what's paddle?
it's like a nerdier form of pickleball, basically. Okay, it's basically, you know what pickleball is. You must know what that is. No, you don't.
No,
oh, no.
We don't smash pickles either.
You got to go out to. It's called pickle. The Americans all play it. It's like a giant version of table tennis. Anyway, we digressing. Go Google it and come back to me and tell me what you know what pickle is. Okay, I think it's pickleball, guys. Is it pickleball, or am I saying the wrong thing? Okay, let me know. Okay. Ben says, what the fuck is paddle? Guys, it's the fastest growing sport in Europe, or whatever these oaks say. Okay, anyway, let's go into the next one. Yeah, we got a whale opening longs on Sol. Wait, he's got a good win rate, okay? Might have some insider vibes going on here. He's got longs on Sol, Bitcoin, and ETH at the moment. And just so you can see, he's also under a bit of water. If you underwater, this guy's potentially underwater. Look at his average entry, 198 at the moment. And yeah, I mean, did you see my outfit that I was going to wear for this thing? There. I mean, I just get my racket and then we play. Okay, let's finish. James, stop laughing, bro. What's going on here? So this guy's under pressure. Okay, so we can see he's burning. His funding cost so far $34,000. He's been in it for a while. His entry is 198 on Sol, but it's a nice big size. Okay, a little bit underwater. I can't imagine what it feels like to be in a $200 million position at 198 and then being underwater when it's back at 184. That must be a relative. Like, I mean, if you're feeling grumpy now, imagine how grumpy he might be feeling at the moment. Now, in terms of Sol, we are very close to the 786. This is now the first area after all this pain. Remember, what we do is we look at these levels, and each zone gives us something. Okay, you can see yesterday we had 3 bounces off that first zone. That 191 was obviously quite a big zone there for us. Now, the next one was 187. Didn't even touch it. Look at that, a 618. Not even like a small little how are you at the 618. Things were so bearish. And now what do we need to do? We need to focus on our next zone, which is our 786, and we need to try and tie it in with a reversal. Now you can see this 4 hour on Sol is getting disgustingly overcooked at the moment. We are moving into a place where we really need to start considering a couple of longs here. If we take a look, obviously excluding that horrible wick from the 10th of October, if we take a look at what happens typically when you get these reversal prints on the 4 hour on these tokens, you can see you get a little bit of upside. Okay, so hang in there. If you're trying to short now, on support, like, you are a little bit late to the party. Okay, anyone trying to short now, you are too late. Remember the rules. By the time you get to the 786 fib, everyone is so bearish. You've lost the 618. Everyone starts shorting support, and then you can get some kind of bounce in the market. You can see they're trying at the moment, and what's going to happen here is if this does get a little bit of momentum now, you're going to see a little squeeze up into that area, and then maybe they're going to bring it down again. Okay, so 183 for Sol, that is your big support that you want to watch there at the moment. Okay, let's see my current situation here. Am I getting absolutely fucking rinsed? Okay, hype's reversing. So let me close. I'm going to close my hype head short here. Okay, let's get done with that. Okay, 𝗬𝗰, I'm long here. Let's take a look. Let's just adjust these positions. Now, we know 𝗬𝗰 is on support. Oof, not looking good. Matt, you're ruining my day, bro, with this 100 million unlock. Trump short, pump short. Probably time to close one of those as well. XRP short, I think it's time to close that. I've already closed the 𝗬𝗰 and the Sol shorts. They were running concurrently with some of those longs earlier. What have I got here? Virtual's coming into a zone. ETH, I'm underwater here, guys. We might as well throw in some more here. And let's see if we can get some momentum here on ETH. Let's buy a little bit more ETH here, and maybe we're going to get some kind of bounce. So I'm now 67,000 long here on ETH. I'm 1,800 down. Best this thing fucking bounces very, very quickly. Let's see, just to give it a little bit more fuel here, a little bit more of a rocket here. Okay, let's go into what's next. Oh, okay. So we're going to talk about all these other tokens. I'm going to show you BCH. I'm going to show you a little short strategy. What I'm going to cover now is this X402 situation where all the AI agents are now paying for everything, and it's the latest amazing narrative in crypto. Remember, it was Deepin, then it was internet capital markets. Then it was whatever. I mean, these fucking guys, you know what I mean? Like, there's always a new narrative. They want to pump something, whatever. Okay, here's Param, X402. So it's event ticketing, one-time fees, hosting, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, it sounds like fun. Okay, it sounds great. And AIXBT says a couple of good tokens that he's tracking. Now, AIXBT is obviously an AI agent, and he's tracking a couple of tokens. PayAI was one of them that looked interesting to me, so I'm going to show you that chart at the moment. But there's a token list if you guys want to get involved in the narrative. A lot of them are quite small caps, so you got to be super careful with how you do it. Look at these caps: 22 million, 22, 2 million, 6 million, 913,000, 14 million. So if you're going to play these small caps, play small positions. Obviously, if the market gets hold of one or two of these and they like it and there's a good team and there's a whole story behind it, some of these things can 10x, 20x. Do you remember what AI agents did about a year ago? They did some like multiple X's on some of these things. So if you want to play the game, guys, here's a list of tokens for you. You can follow this guy, Deronan, and he's listed a whole list of these things if you want to go sniffing around and play the dirty game. It's like in the trenches, basically. And then if we look at this PayAI, I just thought I'd pull this one up, and it is looking interesting, but I mean, I don't even think there's perps on this thing. This is going to be more like a spot play at the moment, but it looks like they are trying to bottom this thing out. Look at that. Okay, so there might be something coming here on this PayAI, and what you can do is you can use this 22 zone as your exit plan. So probably worth a look on spot. Okay, so nothing too serious, because that's quite a big dip. Okay, you can see that whole dip is about 15%. So it's more like a spot type play. And then the upside move can be pretty parabolic. Look at this, 30%, 58%, 88% on these things. Okay, so if you want to take a gamble on this thing, that's your level. That's your support on this guy. Once it breaks trend, the market might jump in with some momentum here and then start moving. And Frank Super says he doesn't like AI agents that much. And I mean, yeah, but Frank, you must just tell us, rather just tell us how you really feel, Frank. Okay, so just maybe just explain a bit clearer next time what you think about AI.
I mean, how long does this narrative last? 2 weeks, 3 weeks before they all go to zero? You're jumping in at the top, and then that's gone. Attention's moved, and they're all zero again. I'm so done with this stuff.
Yeah. If you make 1 or 2 X's on these things, guys, you get out. Okay, get out. Okay, let's talk virtual. Virtual's part of this narrative. Okay, remember, you make AI agents on the virtual platform. Not that most of these AI agents can even do the stuff they're supposed to do. Like, they're supposed to be paying and things like that. Now, virtual is an interesting one. Here's the higher time frame, and just notable, notable, guys, a macro 618. Look at the rejection. The next time the market is absolutely pumping and you're feeling overly bullish, look at this, a macro 618 at 1.7. Look at that rejection. Look at that undercarriage. Bang. Okay, and it happens time and time and time again. Now, big levels for virtual. Where's the high confluence, the big zone for me? 1.14. No problem. You can see that 1.14 on virtual is your next bounce zone. Okay, that is the next one. So PMG, I don't think virtual is going to print a new high just yet. So if you are holding that short, fucking hold that short, bro. I think this thing can go lower, and you could probably add to it when it eventually does pump up a little bit. And here's your first example. Okay, so in this region here on virtual, on the 1 hour time frame, you can see I've got a macro 382 where it's sitting right now, and I've also got a 786 fib in this region, a local 786 fib, and we are moving into some degree of reversal on the oscillator. Okay, so we are getting into a bounce zone here, guys, on this virtual, and if it's not happening in the next few minutes, I mean, it's pretty close for me in terms of something. Even if it's a small little move out of the market, it would be so nice if TradingView could load my oscillator here at the bottom. It would be so pleasing. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's our 2 hour also screaming here at the bottom, and the odds are starting to stack on bounces rather than shorting now. Obviously, you get extreme events where they can capitulate you, and if they do capitulate you, this is your next obvious immediate bounce zone. So if this market falls over in the next couple of hours, that 1.19, 1.2 is where your next long is. But right now for me, 1.285, this is a long zone here on this virtual. Okay, we haven't quite tapped the fib, so just be careful. Sometimes you might find a situation like this, and then they bring it back down, and then you give up, and then bang, they send it up again. Okay, so 1.285, is what you're looking at. Guided energy, yeah, Powell happened, Trump and Xi happened. Yeah, I mean, just a little bit messy, I think, overall happened. But the advantage is if you've just woken up, you can probably get a couple of entries now, okay? So 1.285, guys, this is virtual. Backup zone is 1.2. Very simple. Keep it super simple here. Don't play massive size. At some point, you are going to bounce, and then you can enjoy the move when it starts pumping a little bit in terms of, like, where do you get out, in terms of where can this thing reject. Basically, look at about 1.37, and then you're probably going to get a great short at around about 1.44, somewhere in that type of region. So PMG George, if this thing does get a little bit of bounce energy, I think it's a no euphoria zone until you well above this 1.44 region on virtual, and that could be a really nice short for you guys later on. Okay, so I'll make sure these charts are in the Chart Hackers Discord for you guys, and you know, that's effectively what you're going to look for there if virtual does bounce. Okay, Dimitri, what I'll do is straight after the show, I'm going to go to the Chart Hackers Discord and I'll drop in that Aster for you. Now, what you guys can actually do for me on the show directly after the show, so when the live comments are finished after the show, go into the comments, tell me what tokens you want me to chart. I'm happy to look at 2 or 3 of your tokens every single day, but just drop it in the comments afterwards, and then at least James can look at it and we can prep beforehand and we can get it ready for you guys. Vinod, I'm a little bit nervous on Jelly because it's kind of in price discovery from the chart I saw earlier today. And yeah, just a little bit edgy about that thing, but that thing is pumping if anyone is interested, because people believe, I think one of the founders of Venmo or something is behind Jelly, something weird like that. And it's starting to move a little bit, obviously. Okay, let's talk Brett. Fuck, I think we need a long here. I think we need a long something. Let's long more ETH here quickly. I'm not just let's long more ETH here. Okay, I think we need a long some Brett ETH here. Yeah, I'm going to start Brett again here. Okay, let's go small Brett. Okay, remember this thing can come back down and still hit that fib, guys. Okay, so you're not aping. Okay, this thing can still look at Brett here. Okay, just let me show you what can still happen on this thing, and it can still remain bullish. Okay, right now you get this little thing. People get desperate and they get excited, and you go like that, and then you come here, bang. Okay, and they come and take you one more time. Okay, so look out for that little sneaky move. Okay, just be careful there. 2.6, guys. 2.6 is that 786 fib. They could even sweat you to 2.5 over there. Okay, you can still get in trouble in that region. Now, where do you go for Brett? Keep it super simple here, guys. You can see there's a very sharp downtrend in play, and no FOMO. Look at that. If this thing bounces, you're going to be very responsible by the time we get up to those horizontals, and you're going to start looking for some exit plans, and you're going to start looking, you know, just for a way to take profit, couple of shorts, things like that. Look at that. And you can always just hunt that 2.36. Remember, if things are super bullish, you can ride the 2.36 for the bounces. When things are super bearish, you can short the 2.36 fib as well for the rejections. PMG, you're going 50x on Brett, bro. Woo! Sounds a little bit sketchy there, bro. A little bit sketchy, or is he talking about me? Because I'm only on 20x here on this thing at the moment. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm playing very civilized here at the moment. Okay, so guys, there's your Brett situation. 28 possible bounce target. I'd say 26 into 25 is your possible bounce zone. And that is, look, your cut zone, if you close under 25, that's pretty much where you want to exit this thing. And I wouldn't say ask for more than 8%, maximum 12% on this thing. I wouldn't expect miracles just yet out of the market. We kind of just want to catch some kind of bounce. And what is the name of Discord? So it's the Chart Hackers Discord. Everything I talk about here is actually in the show description for you guys. You just go into the show and you click on more, and you're going to find it waiting there for you guys. Let me just show you quickly. There's the show, bang, and you click on more, and there you can see the accelerator course, you can see the Chart Hackers Discord, you can see my indicators that you see on the show are available here on the show doc as well. So you go under the show, you can click on them, you can buy the set of indicators. Remember, if you are a Chart Hackers member, don't buy the indicators here, because the indicators in this link are $69. If you're a member of the Chart Hackers Discord, you're going to get it internally for $49. Okay, so if you're a Chart Hackers member, don't buy here, buy it in the Chart Hackers Discord. Okay, my Stubby Short will cover his bread lickies. Okay, well, good. He's nicely hedged. I like a man that's nicely hedged. Okay, let's talk about oh my god, let's talk about getting rinsed on Sui. Okay, so Brett, you guys know the plan on Brett. 𝗬𝗱, guys, I'm not going to harp on this one. Same story. Okay, 𝗬𝗱, 210 down to 207. 210 down to 207. This was an amazing when entry yesterday. We hit TP2 on this guy. Now, guys, remember at the end of every show, I drop a when entry in the Chart Hackers Discord. It's an entry, it's a stop loss, it's 2 or 3 take profit zones as well, and we wait very patiently, and they generally my high conviction trade ideas that I put in that channel. Okay, so you can find those things. Dale Lane says, yes, the indicators are available, sir. Okay, look, here they are. I've created the Chart Hackers Essentials for you guys, and now you have access to the indicators. Okay, so there it is. It's got the Hot Zones Pro that you guys know about from the Accelerator course. That basically creates your fibs, your VWAPs, your order block confluence for you. It's like a cheat code, basically. Then we've got the orb that Jay and the team use in the Discord. We've got the prime levels. Jay and the team use that in the Discord as well. Then we've got the order blocks, we've got the oscillator, and we've got Trendy and the POC also as part of that package for you guys. And you can buy it, yeah, on the show link, or if you're a member in Chart Hackers, just buy it in Chart Hackers. It's cheaper if you are in the Discord. Okay, let's go. We got to talk. What Dale, when majority says, what's he saying? Hype certain and old limits still valid. Okay, let's take a look. And then, guys, after I talk about hype, we are going to talk about Bitcoin Cash, because this thing was a beautiful short that I forgot about. Look at that, James. Have you ever seen such a thing of beauty? And who says you can't catch the top? And who says you can't catch the bottom? And this was a setup that I spoke to Chaos about, I think on Monday. And we set some limit sell orders here, and eventually it came and it caught that sell. It wasn't a massive position, but it was a nice one here on Blowfin. So that was a good result. Now, let's do hype, and then we're going to cover a couple more things. Now, here's the hype situation. I'm not loving this at the moment. We have lost a major level here. Look at that. We've been consolidating so nicely in the zone. Okay, and what happened? They faked us out last night. Now they've dropped us back down, and things are definitely getting a little bit spicy here at the moment. Okay, and you can see I jumped into a little hedge cover short here on this hype because it was starting to melt down a little bit. But now, yeah, I mean, you can see we've got VWAP action here at the moment. But in terms of levels, what I've done, I rejigged this. What I wanted to do was really focus on the most macro that felt reasonable to me. So I started working this region over here. This is the low on the 17th of October. What I've done is I banged out VWAPs from there. I banged out fibs from there. And I'm trying to just get like the highest probability zone, especially in these conditions. You want to zoom out and go sort of as wide as you can, as macro as you can, just to get the best information possible. When things are nice in the market and things are going pretty well, you can start looking a lot more local. But right now, when things are red like this, I like to zoom out and I like to really focus on the big zones here, because we know time and time again, these market makers send it to the big zone. So right now, 43.7 looks like a good zone here for me on hype. You can see nice pivot zone here as well. That's a 382, nice little mini cluster. And then in terms of the 2-hour oscillator, reversal is around the corner. Okay, it's coming. Hopefully it's a decent bounce. Okay, so are they still talking about paddle in the chats, James? Come on, guys. It's tennis for old people. Basically, yeah, I mean, the standard injury is, okay, tennis takes too long. Golf takes too long. So what everyone does here now is they now want to go play paddle, because you can get it done in an hour and your game is done. But now it's all like older guys and stuff like that. And what happens is they're pulling tendons, they're twisting their knees, they're pulling calves, they're pulling hamstrings. It's actually it's a comedy show actually at the moment, all the paddle going on. And I actually know a couple of people like regularly hurting themselves, and a calf injury, funnily enough, is quite a regular one. Now, paddle lesson over. In terms of bounce zones, 43.7, 41.7. That is it, guys. It's bouncing. It's bouncing. Okay. It's like, these are the zones. It's not going below that without a bounce. Okay. The hype is not going below that without a bounce. So it's either there or it's here, but it's coming. Okay. Like, so just hang in there. 43.7, 41.7. And you'll see there is a bit of action coming. Okay. Right now you can see a big disaster over there. So at some point, if hype does pump up, probably just another short opportunity unless we get some proper relief in the market. Ooh, there we go. Okay, time to close pump. Let's close pump. There's the pump short. Okay, nice. When entry. That was nice. We done. Okay, finished. Now it's time for possibly a little pump bounce. Okay, so pump's gone all the way. It's dropped into our macro low from the 17th of October, horizontal VWAP. You can see it's turning green now. Nice little reaction. Let's take a look at this oscillator. So close to some kind of reversal. Now, after a sell-off like this, generally, like, you're expecting some kind of move, like some kind of, like, even a small little bounce would be polite if they could give me that. So I'm going to take a small little bounce position here on pump. Let's see if we can get something, just something going. Now, guys, it's a small position. Okay, we're not playing massive size here. We're taking it easy on these zones until we know for sure that Uncle Bitcoin is happy, because look at this. You can see we've got some lows over here as well, and they could easily play this game that I just showed you on Brett, something like that, bang, in there before we get a bounce. Okay, so that is obviously on the table here for us on this pump. Okay, when is the return of the Dark Knight? I can probably get him out tomorrow, you know, even if we're not doing the Banter Royale. We could probably get him out. Praddy, congrats, bro. It was a banger trade. Like, it was an absolute banger, this thing. Okay, let's talk, guys. Let's talk BCH quickly. I wanted to show you that little way you can discover, or the little way you can open up shorts and things like that. So I just want to show you something so obvious. Like, this thing obviously pumped into the 618. We can see the rejection. Beautiful. 575. It's now fallen over. Okay, undercarriage 618. We get the story. Okay, now this thing has rolled over, and you can see, like, if you in that short, like, looking at this objectively, if you have to be like really zoomed out, like, where's this realistically going to go over the next week or so? Okay, and for me, it's got to be that region, 508, 492. Like, unless there's some kind of magical change now in the conditions, like, that is the most obvious zone for me. Okay, so 508 is looking really big on this Bitcoin Cash. So how can we play this strategically where, number one, if you're in the short, how can you add to the short to grow size? Number two, if you want a fresh short, knowing that this thing could drop to 508, for example, how do we get it? Okay, so what I've done here is I've mapped it out on the 1 hour. Now, you guys can do this on all time frames, obviously. I mean, on all else that you are watching. You simply want to look for these type of setups, and you can see immediately what is going on here. You can see, look at the support, bounces everywhere, bounce, 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 all these things, okay? And when you lose that, this turns into resistance. Okay, so it's a very simple play, but what they love to do, okay, what these market makers love to do is they hardly ever this polite, that they do this into there and then they say, okay, bang. Okay, that is too easy. Why would they make it easy? Their job is to take your money. Their job is to make money from you. So what they want to do is they want to trick you to the upside. They want to trick you to the downside. Okay, so they very rarely are going to make it that easy where you can just see, oh, look, 549, and then you get the short. Okay, that is not how it works in reality. In reality, what these guys do is they're going to pump it back to the point where you feel so bullish, you feel that they're going to blow it back into that range, and as they get up there, then they're going to say thank you so much while you long the top, and they're going to go bang. Okay, and they're going to pull it back down, and the real short is going to be a little bit higher up at around about this 554. So you always want to look for these moves back into the range. They want to trick you into the range, and then they're going to come and they're going to drop it back down. Okay, so if BCH pumps, okay, now I don't know when it's going to pump. If I have to pick an area, realistically, 525 is where this thing drops down and then it goes up. Okay, that is what I would pick. And then I'd look at something along those lines. Okay, so if it moves up from here, fine, no problem. You set your alarm and you look for a short in that area. And that is where I'm going to add to that BCH short. So there's my alarm at 552. If we pump into that area, that's nice. It's a revisit back into the range, gets everyone excited, reject off the VWAP, reject off the 50-day MA. You're probably going to find a fib there as well. And then you're going to send that one lower. Okay, so very simple way you can put these things together. and actually find these hot zones. Remember, if we flip this chart over, for example, you would see it's simply a retest back into an old range. Look at that. I mean, we'd look at this thing and be like, wow, okay, yeah, bullish retest. Look at that. What a banger. Okay, so get it in there on the 50, on the VWAP. You'll probably find 382s in here as well. I mean, let's just do this for fun now. There it is. Okay, there's your 382, and then you're going to get your 0.5. So you want to hold the 382 and the 0.5. There it is. Bang on the VWAP, 554. Thank you so much. And there's your short opportunity on BCH. Okay, so keep it super simple there if we do push to the upside. Now, what do we got here? Pump, we've covered. XRP, yes. Is it time to close XRP? James, is it time to close XRP?
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think they're done. I don't think they're done here.
The answer is never close your XRP short.
Oh, okay.
Keep it open for a sport. Okay.
I don't think you should close any short right now.
Ooh, that's making me sound way too bullish at the moment. Now I'm feeling bullish. Now I'm feeling bullish. Okay, so guys, there's a possible reversal coming on XRP. That same principle as that BCH. If this thing comes back, okay, possible rejection, bang. Okay, so we're not in a zone where you want to get too bullish. Like, this is looking super bearish to me at the moment. Okay, we've lost trend. So even if they pump it back up on this 4-hour reversal that we've got here, it's bearish. Okay, so brother Nature Joe, I think you've got to move here, 244 potentially, that region. If they do drop it again, guys, again, all you need to do is simply look at your big levels. What is your next big zone on XRP? Right now, you're trying to find where this thing is going to bounce. Okay, so we can see anybody that sat in that short with me patiently over the last week or so, you've now finally been rewarded. Now, what can typically happen here is you get a bounce in this area. Okay, and there's a couple of options, but you could get that rejection now in that zone, and then they bring it back down here. That's option one. Alternatively, they just drop this thing straight down. They just go bang now tonight in the next hour or two. They just capitulate it, and then that is where you're going to get a monster bounce, because if you get this move now, these oscillators are so oversold now that if we get a move in the next 2 or 3 hours that drops down, that's the move. That's the capitulation. And then we're going to get a very strong bounce out of the market. Okay, so it's not going to capitulate and capitulate and capitulate. I doubt it. Okay, we're looking for a quick bounce. If it happens from a timing perspective soon, then we're going to get a bounce there on these guys. Okay, what else have I got for you? We're going through quite nice and fast today. Let's go IMX. There we go. Okay, this was our range low, guys. Anyone want some gaming narrative? Okay, anyone looking for something like this? Here's your horizontal. This looks the same as Sui. It looks the same as Brett. It looks the same as everything else. Look at the oscillator, 2 hour. So for me, possible little fake out here to the downside, something along these lines, bang, bang. Okay, but in terms of, is this an area where you should look for a bounce rather than a short? Yes, typically, this is where you're going to look. Remember how bearish you would have felt over there? Okay, remember that dump was way worse. The dump from the 14th of October down to here was enough to make everybody like more bearish than James is right now. You know what I mean? Now we've got a tiny little drop here. Okay, so look for a bounce, and remember the rules. You play the range low until it fails. At some point, it's going to fail. We can all agree. Like, at some point, resistance fails, okay? At some point, support fails. Who are we to decide when it happens, okay? Because we can always say, this time is different and it's going to fail. And if we say it every single time, fuck it. Sometimes a blind squirrel is going to find a nut, and it is going to break through. But if that is your strategy, that every time you get to support, you look for a short, and every time you get to resistance, you look for a long, you're going to come short if that is your game plan. That's not how it actually works, okay? So avoid those types of things. Play them until they break, and this is why you have risk management. This is why you protect yourselves with exit plans. You always know where your next level is. You always know what your escape plan is if you are wrong. Remember, if you're trading, there's no ways you're going to be right every single time. It's just not going to happen. But you got to have a process, you got to have a system, and you got to follow that one. And again, if you are stressed about trading, your sizing is too big or your leverage is too high. If you're getting chopped up, your sizing is too big and your stops are not wide enough. Okay, remember, simple changes here to keep you alive in the game. And most importantly, when you get a pump in the market, are you catching head shorts? Are you opening shorts at resistance zones? Are you taking enough profit? Ask yourself those questions, and are you enjoying the process? Okay, I think we pretty much covered here, guys. Oh, one more thing. We got the Trump short. I dropped that in Chart Hackers earlier today. Okay, so David was talking about this as well yesterday. And I think Alessandro was shorting this one last night, but I looked at this earlier today. I mean, I couldn't resist. Look at that 4-hour blue reversal dot, bearish divergence, VWAP reversal. It's looking filthy at the moment. Okay, so this Trump is not looking good, and expecting a little bit more downside. So any more pumps on this Trump, I think you can look to short this thing as well. So if we get a short-term bounce in the market, anything like that, guys, makes a lot of sense to me on this Trump. Right now, it's a little bit overshot. If you want to jump in now, you're a little bit late on this guy. I think, the risk is a little bit high. It's like 9-10% now to the upside, but any pumps is pretty much where it's at. Now, T-Mod says gold. Guys, my gold level is 5.7 to 5.8. 4.7 to 4.8. What is gold at now, James?
Holy shit! If it's 5.758, wow. No, I haven't looked at it, but it can't be there.
It's 4.7 to 4.8. No, 3.7.
3.7. Yeah.
3.7 to 3.8. Okay, let's actually just look at it quickly here. Let's see. There it is down there. Okay, so 3.7 to 3.8, guys. That's just wait. Okay, there's no rush on this gold situation. Just wait. Just let it come to you. At some point, it's going to come there. Like if the market goes a bit bearish for a couple of days, you're going to see a gold pump. We'll probably get a short, whatever the story is. Like it will come. It will come. Gold to the moon. Are we buying? Giovanni, look, you can buy this thing, bro. You can see it's bouncing. But like in terms of what I'm looking for, it's kind of down there. Like if I miss it, I miss it. You know what I mean? I'm not too phased about it. Somebody was saying virtual was
almost ready or something. Yeah.
It's almost there, guys. In fact, this is probably going to be our when entry play for the Discord today, guys. I mean, you want to see what when entry is. Here's when entry. Okay, we're doing really nicely here. We got a very strong hit rate on this when entry. Here was this when did we drop this pump thing? Very long time ago. I mean, there we dropped it. This was a long time ago, James. And we waited. This was on 28. Why does it feel like so long ago? Only 2 days ago. There it is. On the 27th. Okay, so only 3 days ago. God, in crypto, it feels like weeks. Okay, so 3 days ago, pump hit. Then what did we get here? What else did we do? We got Brett. That was a good one. We didn't hit the full TP, but we got a move out of Brett there. And there, we got a little bit of a pumper there out of that Brett. What else did we get? Oh, there was this Brett cooking nicely there. And then we did 𝗬𝗃. That was a screamer. Fuck me, this was a screamer. Look at that. Bang. Okay, that was a proper pumper there yesterday. It was such a good pumper, I even threw out the twerk. I mean, there we go. Like when you nail the bounce, guys, you got to give the twerk. Okay. So yeah, there we go. And then today I'm gonna drop one for you guys today. Okay, James, thank you. Any final words?
Good luck, everyone. Wisdom? Yeah. Need it again
you
today.
Don't enjoy saying that anymore. I can feel in his soul. He's like, I'm tired, man.
So tired.
Come back tomorrow in a green shirt. Okay, it's Friday.
We'll try.
You know what's going to be happening. We're going to be moving up by tomorrow. And maybe they come wreck us on the weekend, but we'll be moving
up. Well, that's what I'm wondering. Do they not go and get the 106? Because it's obvious. Everyone sees that weekend low. They pump it now, get everybody bullish, fake weekend pump, and wreck everyone on Asia Open for Monday. Could be.
Look,
it's either that or they take it today. One of the two.
I think the dump's over today. I really do. It's finished today. Whatever that looks like, even if they kill you to 103 or whatever, it's finished today. And then we're going to get some kind of relief, and then we'll see on the weekend what happens. Okay, James, thank you. So, guys, stay safe out there. Small positions, possible bounces coming in the market. Look out for the trick. The trick is get you excited now. You go up a little bit more, and then they drop it because Bitcoin hasn't hit that fib. Okay, so just remember, keep that in mind. That fib actually hasn't been hit yet on BTC. So might get a little bit euphoric, and then they come back again, and then that's the move. Okay, so look out. Be safe. I'm back tomorrow, same time. See you later.